So Sony didn't get rich selling PlayStations. They got rich selling what PlayStation forces you to buy after. The console was just the bait. The real trap, the games itself. Now, if you've ever wondered why a PlayStation costs $299, even though the technology inside is worth more, here's the truth. Sony never wanted to profit from the console. It wasn't part of the plan. They wanted to profit from you staying in the ecosystem forever. Now, this strategy is the reason PlayStation became one of the most profitable entertainment brands in history. Alright, before we dive into Sony's billion-dollar drop strategy, whether you're returning or watching me for the first time, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy deep vibes into business psychology and the hidden plays companies use to control markets, do me a favor, hit that like button, share this video with someone who loves learning how the world really works, and drop a comment so YouTube really knows this video deserves a wider audience. Alright, let's break down the secret Sony never wanted you to notice. Now, to understand Sony's genius, we need to go back to 1994 when the first PlayStation launched. Now, Sony was the underdog, Nintendo and Sega ruled the market. PlayStation wasn't the best console, but Sony didn't want to win through the hardware. They wanted to win through psychology. Their goal, make the console so affordable that buying one feels like a no-brainer. And once you buy it, well, guess what? You're locked in. Now, Sony made a shocking decision. Sell the PlayStation console at a loss. Yes, Sony lost money every time someone bought a PlayStation, but they didn't care because they knew exactly what would happen next once you bought the console. Well, you still had to buy games, you still had to buy extra controllers, you still had to buy memory cards, you still had to go for subscription services, upgrades, and eventually the next console. Now the console was just, let's say, the doorway. The ecosystem was the prison. Alright, you might ask, how did Sony get to pull this off? Now, Sony built an ecosystem that they know that we could not escape. First of all, they got these big exclusive titles. Now, games you play on PlayStation, we have the God of War, we have the Spider-Man, we have Last of Us, we have Uncharted. If you've ever played the game God of War and it drove you crazy like it did me, make a notification in the comment section. Let us know. Now, if you want this, you must buy a PlayStation. Now, secondly, you get these royalties on every game. Every game developer who sells a PlayStation game must pay Sony a royalty. Even global franchises like FIFA, Call of Duty, GTA. Come on, who didn't play GTA? Now, meaning even if Sony didn't make the game, Sony still makes money. Then thirdly, the subscription trap. Now, PlayStation Plus recurring monthly payments, this alone generates billions annually. Then fourthly, we have the compatible loop. Now your games, you save data, your trophies, your progress all locked in inside Sony's world. Now living becomes painful. So you stay and eventually you spend more. I remember back then when I was playing GTA, like I had this, you know, I had a whole different life in there. Like I was this big time guru. Anyways, six, we have the results now. Sony's empire. This strategy created over 27 billion in annual gaming revenue, the best-selling console series in history. Now, a global ecosystem with 100 plus million active users, billions in profits from software, not hardware. Sony didn't sell consoles, Sony sold a lifetime customer relationship. And once you're in, you never leave. Now, what's the lesson here? What can entrepreneurs learn? What can you achieve from this video? Now, people don't build billion-dollar empires by selling one product. Mm-mm. They win by selling an ecosystem. Now, an Apple with iPhone, then apps, then iCloud, then watch. Now, an Amazon with Prime, then shopping, then videos and everything. Now, Sony with PlayStation, then games, then subscription, then upgrades. Now, the first sale is not where the money is. Let that stick into your head. Let that stick in. The first sale isn't where the money is. Not at all. The money is in everything that comes after. Everything that comes after those purchases your customer gets to make after they make the first payment.